Hi, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you again from Annapolis. We've passed the halfway point of the 2017 General Assembly session. I'm really pleased to tell you in this update that I mentioned last week, Governor Hogan had 31 positive proposals to try to improve Maryland in a whole wide variety of areas. We have started to finally see some votes on those. In fact, in my committee, the Judicial Proceedings Committee, we just voted out one of the bills that the governor had introduced that I co-sponsored to deal with further cracking down on human trafficking and making it easier to prosecute people who traffic underage, particularly underage girls and boys. It's a very dark underbelly that we have in our state, the human trafficking. These folks use the I-95 corridor a lot to transport and traffic people, and it's really a form of modern slavery. So I'm happy that we're working hard with the governor's bill and some other pieces of legislation to give law enforcement greater tools to go after people who do those kind of things. We also passed last week a couple of good bills for agriculture and business. We had a bill that allows for tax credits for F registration vehicles. Those are farm vehicles. There was a lot of, I think, confusion in the code about how you clarify what a farm vehicle is. So now we've passed legislation through the Senate to give tax credits for those kinds of vehicle purchases. So that'll help our farmers. We also passed legislation that gets rid of one of the most, I think, absurd fees that we have in state government. We actually have on the books right now, hopefully we can get rid of it, a $100 fee for you to dissolve a corporation. So if you have an LLC or a corporation filed with the state of Maryland, you want to dissolve it. Let's say you've decided to stop doing that business. Maybe it didn't work out so well. Whatever. Maryland actually charges you to dissolve your business. So it sort of adds insult to injury. So we actually passed legislation through the Senate to get rid of that fee, which I think is great. It's a $100 fee. On the negative side, this coming week, we're going to be fighting on the Senate floor another attempt by the Democrats in the Senate and in the House of Delegates to sort of slap back at what Governor Hogan's trying to do to make our state better for families and businesses and bring down the cost of living. Governor Hogan had rescinded an executive order that Martin O'Malley had issued that forced people that are getting septic systems to use best available technology, BAT systems. These systems are very expensive. They add a lot of cost to either the price of a new home or just to replace a septic system. And septic systems themselves make up about 5 to 6% of the total nitrogen that goes into the Chesapeake Bay. And most of that is from areas in the sort of the coastal areas. Places like Carroll County, it's negligible how much nitrogen comes into the water supply or the bay from septic systems way up in Carroll County or out in western Maryland. The governor rescinded the order that said you have to have a BAT system, and instead there's a whole lot of other ways that you can compensate for trying to figure out how to make sure your septic system is working properly. Unfortunately, the Democrats are trying to ram through a bill to put it in law what kind of septic system you have to have. You have to have this BAT system. And what's funny is it's called best available technology, but there's actually a lot more cost-effective technologies that are coming onto the market. So there's better technology available than the best available technology. I'm going to be working hard to fight this bill on the Senate floor, try to defeat it or offer amendments to it. And we're going to be doing a lot of that. The Republican Senate caucus is going to be leading the fight on that this week. So that's all for now. I know that was a lot to go through. I look forward to talking to you next week. Please feel free to contact me at the information provided, and it's an honor to serve you in Annapolis.